Have you ever had the issue where your skin just feels like flaky and patchy when you're doing your makeup? That has happened. If that's happening to you, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome back to my little series. You've just entered the makeup troubleshooting series where I'm going to help you troubleshoot your makeup so we can figure out what you're doing wrong. I know you want to have the makeup of your dreams. You definitely can. On this episode today, we're going to be talking about why is my skin or my makeup look splotchy and flaky, what is going on, how you can fix it without having a whole boatload of products and all the things. Let's go ahead and get into it. So when it comes to your skin and you're putting makeup on, a lot of people just don't do skin prep. They're not using the right type of moisturizer. Doing this and trying to put makeup on, it's just a recipe for disaster because a lot of times the makeup is trying to adhere to the skin and your skin's trying to absorb whatever it can from the outside to replenish itself. That is what's happening. What we can do to go ahead and avoid it is a couple things. First thing is starting off by exfoliating. If you're not exfoliating your skin and your skincare routine or being consistent with it, I don't know what you're doing. You have to exfoliate your skin. I'm going to give you a couple recommendations of products that you can use in your nighttime skincare routine to go ahead and do a nice little exfoliant. On top of that, we can actually exfoliate every day, even though some people are always like, you can't exfoliate every day. That's not good for your skin. You actually can if you're using the right type of product. First, let's talk about exfoliating. Why is it important? How is it going to help my makeup routine? When you exfoliate, you're removing that top layer of the skin. As we get older, or if we're ones that neglect having a good skincare routine, we have all this dead skin on top, layers and layers and layers of dead skin. It creates uneven texture and it's not smooth. As you are able to start exfoliating, even if you just do it like for the first time in a long time, definitely when you stay consistent, you're going to notice how much smoother your skin is and how much better your makeup application actually goes on. Let's go ahead and talk about different ways to actually go in and exfoliate. So we can have a physical exfoliant that we're actually using. I like to go in and use like the F10 exfoliator. When you put it on, you can actually use this as a mask too. So if you like that grit, that grind exfoliation, this right here is going to be so good. It really does a great job at not only exfoliating the skin, also kind of nourishing the skin. You can kind of just leave that on for a little bit after you've done your skincare routine. Make sure that you are exfoliating the neck and all the way up. Be very gentle whenever you're exfoliating. This does a really great job. It has the hydroxytyrosol in it. So as you're exfoliating, you're still getting the nourishment that you need with the olive elixir that is inside of this product. Overall, you're just going to have a really nice and smooth finish whenever you're done using this. I am a big one on exfoliation. I love to have something that is physical. I like it a little rough when I'm doing it. I do. You want to be gentle at the same time. This is packed with so many antioxidants that are so good with your skin. You only need a little bit. You can use it like once a week on your skin. It works amazingly. Next is actually dermaplaning your skin. I like to use a dermaplaning wand. This is one that you guys have seen me talk about. It's another form of exfoliation. I do it at least once a month to go ahead and get any hair or anything off of my face. It's also removing that nice thin layer of dead skin on the top. It's removing that from the surface of your skin too. If you're not dermaplaning and you want a good dermaplaning wand, not just one of those little cheap ones, this is going to be the way to go. It doesn't need batteries. You can just go ahead and plug it in. It charges itself. It gives you a pack of blades to go ahead and replace them after every use. And it has really done a number on my skin as far as giving me nice smooth skin, exfoliating and removing not only the layer of dead skin cells, but unwanted hair on the face. And the question is, I get all the time, when you're dermaplaning, are your hair gonna grow back thicker? It's not. It is not. Remove the dead skin off of your face, the hair. Your makeup is going to go on so smooth, you're not going to be able to stand it. You're actually going to go ahead and love it. Last but not least is the one note I was saying, you can use this every day. You definitely can. You can use it on your morning skincare routine or use it part of your skin prep that you're doing before your makeup. And that is the Paula's Choice. This one is the mandelic acid. It's 6% mandelic acid, 2% lactic acid. And it's a liquid exfoliant. When you put this on, you would use a cotton ball or a cotton round. Make sure you shake it up really well before you actually go in and use it to get the ingredients mixed up. But go ahead and rub it all over the face, the chest, the neck, the ears. It's going to go ahead and give a nice exfoliant gently. You can't even see it. It's just going to go ahead and remove the dead skin without you really even knowing that it's there. Then you don't have to worry about patchiness or any of that afterwards. Now, exfoliating is great and all. When we take away, no matter what type of exfoliant that you're doing, I am always preaching and saying all the time, when you take away, you have to put back into the skin. So if you're taking dead skin away and disrupting the skin barrier, because that's what exfoliation does, you want to put calmness and healing and hydration back into the skin. We can do that just by using a little bit of the right type of toners that work really well. And you guys know how I feel about rose toners. So I always recommend a good rose toner. This one right here is a rose toner. It's a Myth toner, Bulgarian water. Everything I'm talking about is going to be listed down below. If you have not checked the description, please do. This right here, if your skin is sensitive, it's going to work so good. Sometimes you might even have to use it after you've dermaplane, just because it's a different type of exfoliant that's a little bit more, I don't want to say aggressive, but it's a little bit deeper. This works so well. Plus, it's going to help with calming the skin, help with dark spots, help with pigmentation that you have in your skin as well. It really does a great job on top of adding hydration back into the skin so that your moisturizers can actually do their job. This is really big on hydrating the skin and supporting the skin barrier when it comes to using a rose toner. That one is one that all skin types can definitely use. Really sensitive skin, I would probably just stick to that one because there's only one ingredient in it, and that's the Bulgarian roses, the Bulgarian rose water. That is it. The second choice of putting back into the skin would be using the Fresh. This is the Rose Deep Hydration Facial Toner. Love this one. You hear me talk about it all of the time. This is another one, when you put it on, you're gonna love how it feels. It's really gonna soak into the skin. Both of these, either of these options, you can go ahead and put on more than one time and just let it get absorbed into the skin and then go back in. I typically either spray it in my hand, or I'll just go ahead and put it in my hand just like so, and then go and pat it into the skin and the neck. I might do it like 2 or 3 times just because I know all the goodness that's going to come behind it. Whenever you're exfoliating, no matter which way you are deciding to go with exfoliation, once you're done with exfoliating in your skincare routine, whether you're doing it at night or right before you are going in with your makeup, if you're only using this one, I would not recommend doing any of the other ones before your makeup routine. But if you're using the Paula's Choice right before your makeup routine, part of skin prep, that's totally fine. Definitely go in with a rose facial toner afterwards so that the skin can calm itself down, work on healing and hydrating and balancing out that barrier, and then go on with your moisturizer and SPF. And you are set and good to go. I promise that's going to make your makeup less patchy and go on so much smoother. You're absolutely going to like it. Last but not least is making sure that your makeup brushes are actually clean if you're dealing with your skin being patchy. If your makeup brushes are not clean, they can't go in and do their job. They will be clumped up and not only just makeup. Bacteria is on here, and if it has a lot of makeup, it's not able to go on smooth, and it could be attributing to the patchiness because the brushes aren't clean. Make sure you're definitely going and cleaning your brushes. I will go ahead and recommend the brush cleaner that I love to use that you can go ahead and use daily. It's absolutely amazing. I'll link it down below. It is the brush cleanser. You just spray it on the brush, wipe it on a microfiber cloth, and then you are definitely good to go with clean brushes right before you even start your makeup routine. I promise you, it works so good. Let me know what you guys think in your comments and questions down below. I will go ahead and see you in the next one.